Well, good afternoon, or good morning still, I guess. We're going to go ahead and get started. And we are not stopping the progress on Woolsey Hall, but we have a very good microphone, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I think this will be a rather short press conference because it is very warm right here. So I think we'll just be moving us along. And I'm Elizabeth King with the WSU Foundation. We want to welcome you to this very special event. For those of you who haven't been over here, this is where our food trucks come. And so this is an area that perfect for this news conference. We are here to gather to break ground on what is going to create a literal and symbolic connection between Wichita State University's main campus and our innovation campus. And you'll hear more later as to why this will be called the Promise Bridge. The marquee exterior fixture of the W. Frank Barton School of Business's new home, the Wayne and K. Woolsey Hall, it will feature the 300-foot-long pedestrian bridge that will span over a beautiful water feature just south of the building. And we are so delighted that so many of our supporters, this is a 100% privately funded project, and we are grateful to have so many of our supporters here today, as well as members of the Barton School faculty and staff who will, a year from now, be enjoying this beautiful building as they move in. We are grateful to have all of you here today, but I would like to recognize just a few extra special people today. And if you would stand and just wave, and we'll hold our applause. So first and foremost, our WSU president, Dr. Rick Muma, and first gentleman, Rick Case. So much for holding applause. Dr. Larissa Jennan, our dean of the W. Frank Barton School of Business. She works hard. We'll applaud her too. Clark Bastian, who is the chair of the W. Frank Barton School of Business Dean's Advisory Board. Dan Peer, who's the chair of the WSU Foundation Board of Directors. And Rizha Khan, who is the president of the WSU Student Government Association. We had also planned to hear from Steve Fellmeyer, who is very active in helping us with our bridge project, but he was unable to be with us today. However, Dr. Jennan will provide some of his comments when she delivers her remarks shortly. This project was not manifested overnight. I think many of you know that we dreamed about this for several decades and worked actively on it for about 10 years. So to think that we are this close to the finish line is truly amazing. For me, I was afraid at one point that I might be 92 before we would finish the project. So we thank you all for being here, and a special thank you, too, for the WSU Foundation team who organized our event today, and also for our entire team who worked hard with our Barton School faculty and dean and others on all of the fundraising efforts. At this point, I would like to welcome to the podium Dr. Muma.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So welcome, everybody, this morning. And it's just so amazing to look at this huge building. Every day it gets even larger. I want to first of all thank the foundation, Dr. King, for all of their work and efforts they put in getting us to this point. But I'd also like to say a special thank you to Dr. Larissa Jennan. So when we were in the process of designing the building, Larissa came to my office and she said, Rick, I think we need a bridge. What do you think? And of course, it doesn't really matter what you think when Larissa comes to your office with an idea. You just kind of have to go with it. So Larissa, thank you for all of your efforts behind this, because we wouldn't have a bridge if it wasn't for Larissa. So again, thank you for joining us. And as Elizabeth mentioned, the Promise Bridge will allow us to build a stronger, more profound connection between the Wichita State main campus and its innovation campus. The Promise Bridge is sure to be a destination and gathering place for all of our campus community, but also the greater Wichita community. And its location between the innovation campus and the main campus will serve to strengthen our current partnerships and encourage future investment in Wichita State University and its students. This bridge is significant in many ways and will help unite our faculty, staff, and students both literally and figuratively, and will become a major new campus landmark. This unique feature will be a connector that can potentially attract new investment and strengthen existing partnerships on our innovation campus. We are developing future leaders, and it's our hope that they will follow in your footsteps one day, helping others to have and do and be more while supporting their communities. You can well imagine how many people will cross this bridge someday, and we hope that they can see, feel, and share the promise we make to our students, our faculty, our staff, and alumni, and our partners. I'm thrilled for the generations of students who will benefit from the first-class facility that you see behind us, and they're going to learn in it. And I thank each and every one of you who helped us get to this point today. Most of you here today are familiar with the work that Fidelity Bank and the Bastian family have done in recent years to help accelerate growth in Wichita and build a greater sense of pride and a pride in our community. With us today is a very important individual with that namesake to share his excitement and thoughts on the Promise Bridge, Mr. Bastian.
Thanks, Rick. My story with Wichita State began in the early 1970s, and recently I explored my memories of being a young business student on campus. What iconic imagery did I recall from 45 years ago? Clinton Hall? Nope, not really. But here are my top three. 2 lovers, 2 steers, and 2 streakers. Iconic imagery number 1, 2 lovers. Lining up on commencement day outside of Coke Arena with Sharon, who would become my soulmate for life. Iconic imagery number 2, 2 steers. One day as I walked to class at Clinton, I came upon a stunning new sculpture made of car bumpers, 2 longhorn steers. And this guy was struggling with their tails. He was trying to weld them onto them. He was the renowned artist, John Kearney, and I offered to assist. I held each chrome tail as he tacked them into place. Those car bumper steers have since wandered from campus. One marks the Chisholm Trail in downtown Wichita. The other serves as a mascot for the Mays South High Mavericks. 2 streakers. Hey, it wasn't me. But coming out of the CAC one morning, I came upon the spectacle of 2 of my fraternity brothers sprinting naked down the sidewalk to the cheers and jeers of everyone except campus security. Etched in my mind forever. So today we celebrate the creation of a new forever kind of iconic imagery. The Promise Bridge that will serve as a unique public space. I have yet to discover anything like it among America's higher institutions of learning. For Wichita State, I predict generations of students and their families will reflect warmly on the times they stood together on this bridge and counted their blessings. Such memories will make them shockers for life. Wouldn't that be totally shocking awesome? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Clark. As it was mentioned, and as you may know, Clark Bastian has been serving as the chair of the Dean's Advisory Board for the W. Frank Barton for the last 2 years, and I'm very honored and grateful to be working alongside. In addition to all the board members of the Dean's Advisory Board, very inspired by our faculty, our staff, our students, our partners in the foundation under Dr. King's leadership, and of course, most importantly, our president, who I met when 2 years ago was a provost, and that's the story that Rick shared just a few minutes ago. So I would like to thank everyone in the audience for being here today. This is a historical moment for Wichita State University and for the business school. The Promise Bridge intentional three-pronged shape is not only a beautiful architectural characteristic, but it's a representation of the business schools and Wichita State's commitment to academics, research, and industry. And that is why the bridge shape is in the shape of a letter Y. The bridge is a physical manifestation of the promise we make to our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and partners. It is my hope that the Promise Bridge will be a destination for not just the campus community, but for all Wichitans. We are grateful to all of our donors. We're grateful to the Donlergan Construction for making these dreams come true. And of course, I want to also recognize Emily Patterson, the Executive Director, Head of Facilities for Wichita State. Emily and I, we've spent many days together, many weeks, and I hope it's going to last a lifetime. Unfortunately, as Elizabeth mentioned earlier, Steve Fellmeyer, a distinguished member of our Dean's Advisory Board, is unable to be here with us today, but we still want to recognize him, and I have the privilege of sharing a few of his thoughts and remarks with all of you today. Here's what Steve wanted to share today. The three-pronged design of the bridge is intended to represent three important pillars: research, industry, and academics. And when they are integrated and joined together, they will create the greatest value not only in South Central Kansas, but also throughout the state and beyond. From a research perspective, Wichita State is home to more than 30 renowned centers and institutes and state-of-the-art labs and research facilities on its campus. NIAR alone has a budget of nearly $170 million. Combined, these groups are not only very important as to their economic impact, but the outcomes of their research are far more important. It's vital that this research stays relevant and impactful, making the connection industry so important. As it relates to industry, the Innovation Campus is home to over a dozen companies and partners, including Hexagon, a large Swedish company that Coke has recently entered into a collaboration agreement with, and Deloitte, a longtime partner of Coke. The presence of these companies and partners, in addition to the hundreds of companies across South Central Kansas, will enhance the application of that research across many, many industries. And of course, the third pillar, academics, is equally important. The W. Frank Barton School of Business at Woolsey Hall will have the largest selection of accredited business programs in the state. Further, Wichita State was recently ranked number 7 nationally for online bachelor degree in business programs by U.S. News and World Reports earlier this year. While this is impressive, the new facility will enhance the capabilities of the faculty to take the school to an entirely new level. Larissa Jennan, Dean of the Business School, will see to this, and I want to also add that we're only doing this with an amazing group of faculty, staff, partners, and it's all about the power of we. So while this bridge is simply a physical structure, the symbolic nature of its 3 pillars, the name given to it, the Promise Bridge, are very important and meaningful. Future generations of student, faculty, and industry will benefit greatly if we maintain a balanced approach to advancing new innovation enabled by these 3 pillars. Thank you, Mr. Fellmeyer, for your remarks. I would like to share just a few more thoughts about the Promise Bridge. In addition to the symbolic shape, the lighting at night will highlight the organic form of the bridge, with linear lights hidden beneath the benches, giving off a soft glow to the bridge walking path, while lighting on the underside of the bridge reflects on the water below, along with potentially some musical performances that could happen on the bridge on weekends. Integrated signage along the railing will tell the story of those who help support Wichita State while reflecting the important function of the bridge as a setting for new campus traditions, a connector between the old and new side of campus. We must continue building bridges within our college, throughout our campus, our community, to help our ideas and expertise achieve their maximum reach and impact locally, nationally, globally. It is an exciting day. We are soon going to be inviting you to the grand celebration and grand opening, maybe a year from now. We're still working on the date, and we can't wait how this is going to transform the way we deliver education to our students, engage our faculty, industry, and many other stakeholders. On this note, please join me in welcoming Dr. Elizabeth King back to the podium. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Muma and Clark and Dean Jennan. As we wrap up our remarks, I know that you've heard about the symbolism of the bridge. I just wanted to share a few more facts with you. The materials and the shape of the Promise Bridge have been designed to complement the curves and the warmth of Woolsey Hall. You can see the curvature already taking shape. And we've worked really hard, many hours of conversations about bringing in warm tones, both externally and internally. Okay, so some really cool facts. 2,000 fish have been removed from these ponds, so we're taking care of the environment. They will come back, but we had to drain the ponds for the construction. 1,300 tons or 2.5 million pounds of concrete will be used. 134 tons of steel, 1.1 miles of TimberTech plank on the walking surface, 3.1 miles of TimberTech at the railing. And speaking, Dr. Jennan was talking about collaborations, a great opportunity for our engineering students because they will be working with Go Create to design the foam form filling for the center pier concrete work. And so that's hands-on learning. And even better, it will have Wi-Fi. So it's an all-purpose bridge. We are about to officially break ground on the Promise, but we would like to recognize just a few more individuals. We have the architectural team of Gastinger Walker, represented today by Dan Nennan, I'm going to miss it, Ninonen of Kansas City. I just call him Dan. I'm Genzo of Chicago. And then we have Donlinger Construction, and I know Tom Donlinger is here along with, where's Tom? Tom's here with a lot of his guys. Stand up if you're really key involved on a day-to-day basis with the project. Thank you so much. And Dean Jennan already mentioned Emily Patterson, but we also have Todd Wollstonecroft, and we're so glad that you are every day on this project too, Todd. Thank you very much. Okay, we are going to go down and break ground. I've had a little experience at this, so I dressed appropriately. Dr. Jennan did not, but she looks really good. Anyway, we're going to head down and break ground, and then please stay for refreshments and conversation and celebration. Thank you all for being here.